Hi, everyone. My name is Vinod Arvind Dakshin, and I work as an HR director in the Silicon Valley. I'll be talking about a Quora answer I had given on two separate topics. So one topic was actually about what is the working culture in Amazon. And the other topic was about the question, is working in Amazon the same as working in Facebook, Google, and Apple? Is it the same prestige, or is working in Amazon different? So I posted my answer in Quora, and I'm going to recount this answer in terms of what it means to work in Amazon. Firstly, no recruiter who has any sense will discount work experience in Amazon compared to other FANG companies. So when I say FANG, I'm typically talking about Facebook, Apple, Netflix, and Google. Recruiters typically look at skills in a candidate, and they do not look at prestige when it comes to recruiting. And based on a lot of discussions I've had with friends and family members, there's a bunch of things that I identified in terms of what are some of the advantages of working in Amazon and what are some of the cons of working in Amazon. And each person has got to make their own choice based on what they value in terms of the pros and cons of being at Amazon. Firstly, most important thing is that Amazon has a clear, never give up attitude. They've got a very scrappy attitude, which is typically common among startup companies and not very common in terms of the big tech companies. Jeff Bezos, the founder, actually wanted to name Amazon as relentless.com. And later on, he settled on this name, Amazon.com. So even this clearly means that being relentless, continuing to do things regularly is a hallmark of Amazon. For a long time, Amazon never made any profits, but Jeff Bezos kept investing in the future rather than sending profits to shareholders. And that's the path he continued in for many, many years before Amazon finally turned a profit. So again, Amazon has this culture of never give up, and that's reflected among the employees. The second critical thing to note is that Amazon will give anybody who's worth their salt a shot. So if you're good in your job, you get a shot to work in Amazon. It's one of the most democratic and meritocratic company among the big tech companies. Fancy degrees, wealthy and entitled student brats with fancy pedigrees from Ivy League schools are given short thrift. They're not, they can get in, but they don't get any preference when it comes to the Amazon selection process. Only work does the talking and not the pedigree. The third factor I feel which is very important for working in Amazon is that one can relocate and work pretty much from anywhere in Amazon. You can have a career in US and then you can relocate after a couple of years to a country in Europe or India and come back to the US. So it's a truly flexible workplace. It's among the very few big tech companies which actually walk the talk in terms of global roles. Internal job transfers are very common, unlike other tech companies. Amazon motto is pretty much like you can work from anywhere. Fourth critical point is that Amazon attracts a set of very driven employees, but they're very good in their jobs. At the same time, they may not be great people managers. Other tech companies solve this problem by spending a lot of resources into the training and upskilling managers and trying to improve their people management skills. And I think, frankly, Amazon has got to do more of it. So people can be super driven, passionate, and determined to get work done. And that might come at a cost in terms of impact on the company. Amazon Web Services is probably the most lucrative part of Amazon, and a lot of students want to work there. A lot of employees want to be in that division. Typically, many Amazon AWS managers are pulled in from the parent company, Amazon, because of internal job transfers. This means that they bring an extraordinary operational and manufacturing eye for detail mindset to the table. And they work with the rigor of managing a shop floor, a manufacturing shop floor. So clearly, this creates an impression that company is very operational, and this is unlike other companies headquartered in Silicon Valley, which is more chilled out and futuristic. And Amazon is more in the moment and focused on operational efficiency. Again, keep in mind that Amazon is also not a Silicon Valley company. It's a Seattle company. And there's a conscious decision to be based out of Seattle because Jeff Bezos wanted to get employees from Microsoft to join him. And he did not, I think one of the reasons could have been that he didn't want to pay the high wages of Silicon Valley. So these are some of the advantages of working at Amazon in terms of what you can benefit from. But there's also some cons in terms of the not so great things when it comes to working in Amazon compared to, say, Facebook or Google. First thing which any new offer would show to a new employee is that Amazon splits its stock 5% in the first year, 15% in the second year, 40% in the third year, and 40% in the fourth year. And this is unlike most tech companies, which split it like 25% in the first year, 25% in the second year, 25% in the third year, and 25% in the fourth year. So for example, if you get stock of $200,000 in Google, it basically means that you will not get a $200,000 upfront, but it's going to be spread over 4 years and 1/4 per year. Now, the reason why Amazon follows a different model of only giving 5 and 15% in the first 2 years is because I think is probably because most people don't survive for more than 2 years in Amazon. And the average work experience in Amazon is somewhere near 2 years for the early in career talent. But what people did not mention is that Amazon compensates for giving less stock by actually giving a very high cash sign-on amount. And they also give a cash allowance for the first 2 years to compensate for the fact that stock doesn't vest equally over the 4 years. When Amazon gives stock, it basically wants to make sure that they give it to those who really deserve it and are sticking around. Otherwise, employees just get cash. And only those who stick around for more than 2 years get that 40% and the other 40% over the next 2 years, which means that 80% of the stock vests over the third and fourth year. And I've heard from friends that stock refresh is not always guaranteed for every Amazon employee, and this is unlike other tech companies. So you got to fight for it. They only give stock to people who really prove themselves, which is in a way a good thing. Amazon has also gotten a lot of bad press in the past. They had reports in the New York Times about suicides in campus, bad managers, obnoxious managers, and bad treatment of hourly employees. They seem to have taken a lot of steps to change this image, but ultimately the DNA of the company takes time to change. I've heard the story of in Amazon, they don't really buy tables. In the past, they did not buy tables because it would cost money. So they would actually take used up wood like doors and use it like a table to do work on, because again, they thought it was unnecessary waste of money and time. So Amazon is very thrifty in terms of how it operates. For engineering teams, Amazon, especially AWS, is an excellent place to be in the cutting edge of technology. For engineers, it's a great deal, but it may not be the same experience for the non-engineers. And there are anecdotal accounts, and I can be mistaken here, but I've heard of people who have been asked to be in office at fixed times, not take time off or not take holidays. So it can get pretty intense at times. The fourth point I want to talk about Amazon in terms of things it could do better is that I really don't understand how Amazon compensation actually works with respect to, say, Facebook, Google, or Apple, but it may fall on the lower end. And typically in Silicon Valley, a company may target compensation at, say, the 90th percentile compared to, say, a 50th or 60th percentile for other tech companies. So not all tech companies pay the same. They pay differently with respect to the market. And that's part of the overall company strategy. So if a company, a mid-tier company, a tech company pays, say, 50th percentile, they know that it might end up in attrition and they're good with that attrition, but they would probably invest a lot more in learning and development programs to upskill people and give them the experiences required to make sure that they are set up for success in the future. And if you're looking at companies which pay at the higher end, it may turn out that they may not invest that much in learning and development programs. And it may also happen that people may get quickly bored of their work and may leave the company because compensation got them into the company, but compensation will not keep a person inside the company for too long unless there are other development opportunities. So these are all part of company strategies, and paying more or paying less at the, say, the 50th percentile or the 25th percentile are different strategies, and neither option is good or bad. I've seen that a lot of friends who joined after an MBA joined at the L6 grade in Amazon. You can be an L6 product manager, you can be an L6 manager, you can be an level 6 engineer for a long time in your career. And promotions from L6 to L7 takes a very long time, and there's no clear path to get there. L7 to L8, which is L8 is more of a director, and they also got funny names. So if you're an L6, you probably are like if you take say product management, you're a senior product manager. But then if you reach L7, you become a senior manager, and L8 is that of a director. So the senior tag is attached to both L6 and L7s, but the director tag is attached to L8. To get to L8 takes a hell lot of time. They're paid well, but again, you can spend a lifetime to get to an L8 level. And above that is even more difficult growing up the company. So there are a lot of cases of people spending a lifetime working in the same grade in Amazon, and a lot of things have to align for promotions. So I pointed out 5 pros and pointed out 5 cons. But basically, in summary, Amazon is a fantastic company for newcomers. An year in Amazon is solidly worth multiple years in other companies, other FANG companies, whether it's Facebook or Google. And it's super intense. It's very full of learning, even more than the other FANG companies. But after a couple of years, many people in Amazon do look at other options and move on. And I think that's a place where Amazon needs to focus on. Okay, I come to the end of my video. If you have other questions, please feel free to ask me. Thanks, cheers.